Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the rewatching and relook of the 1978 science fiction television series Battlestar Galactica, which is the original Battlestar Galactica. And Baltar's Escape, this particular episode, is one that I always seem to forget is actually part of this particular series, because in the first two times that I watched this, or rather I rewatched this particular television series, in the copies that I had, which were I believe bootleg copies from China, I guess, or maybe could be some other country as well. But we didn't have these. There were a couple of episodes that were missing, and this is one of them. So it's only since very recently, I think 2011, when I rewatched this movie, maybe even later than that, 2013 or 2014, when I rewatched this show again, is when this particular episode came. So I have watched it a couple of times, but it's something that always keeps my mind. Basically, Baltar conspires with the scenario is pretty simple. Basically, Baltar conspires with the Eastern Alliance prisoners who are on the Galactica, as well as the Nomen that you will see. So we actually find that the Nomen, Beryllian Nomen, they can actually stop their heartbeat for a few moments and fake death. That's a scene which on the prison ship, they actually do that to distract the guards, and the guards are pretty stupid in this show. I think they meant it to be like that because they wanted to showcase them as being as different from the warriors, the colonial warriors, the Viper pilots and all that. You know, these guys are very different, and there have been a few times that they do clash with each other, but you know, it's kind of very noticeable that Reese and the other men are pretty dumb. They always seem to get themselves into these kind of problems. So we get to meet this character, Cyrus Thinia. She is one of the nobles. She's from the Council of 12. Funny thing, we don't see her before this, so I don't know where she came out from. But she is the liaison from the civilian side, that is the Council of the 12, to Adama and the Battlestar Galactica. She appoints herself, or rather she's selected, and she seems to be a little bit of a busybody, but she does have some points. She basically, the council want the interrogation and the negotiation for meeting up with the planet Terra. Since the Eastern Alliance prisoners, the soldiers, are part of the Terran colony, so they want the interrogation and negotiation to be done by a team that the Council of the 12 choose, and not the military, under the military command of Adama. Adama doesn't like it, but at the same time he decides to allow it to happen, and they also make a mess. Some of them get captured, with the exception of Thinia, because she is on the bridge. I don't know how old this actress is in the movie. I think she's probably in her mid-40s, but she'll just look awesome. I've mentioned this before, the women in Battlestar Galactica were always pretty hot and cute. Well, this woman is more hot rather than cute, because she is a bit more older than the rest of them, and she comes from an authoritative figure. She even pushes her authority against Colonel Tai and Adama, knowing that they have to adjust. He does, and all those things taken in place, she is on the bridge of the Galactica while the rest of them are captured, and they realize the hard way that it is Adama and the warriors who basically want to rescue them. So Baltar and the others, there's a scene where Baltar is basically doing kitchen duty, and he's serving food, and he saves some meat for the Beryllian Nomen, because apparently meat is a little scarce for the prisoners. What else? So in the end, they do escape. But Adama says lets them go. And there's also a scene in which they try to fix the. Um, there was a couple of damaged Centurions, Cylon Centurions from Baltar's shuttle, and they try to fix it, but it doesn't work. And that also leads into the fact that these guys can't escape. So the Eastern Alliance takes off, and Baltar enters his radar, and he orders them to take off as well. Unfortunately, the Centurions they damage the controls. So they basically come back, and the council, now knowing that they completely they basically got shown for what stupid decisions they were making. They decide that they were pretty hostile to Adama for a long time, but now they realize that they gave full control of anything that happens on the field back to him. And Ty, the funniest part of this episode, Ty doesn't like Tinia at all, and he thinks that he sees the last of her. He's relaxing with some of the warriors, including Sheba, Boomer, Apollo, and Starbuck having a drink. And initially he refuses to take a drink, but when he sees Adama coming into the officers' mess with Tinia on his arms, because she, like I mentioned, she's actually quite capable. It's just that the way that things were going around. So she actually did win Adama over, and she now knows that Adama is pretty wise. So they come arm in arm, and Ty is like, bartender, I need a drink, and the rest of them start laughing. So the points about this particular episode. So I think don't get to see Marin Jensen, Noah Hathaway, all of them. So Laurette Sprang is appearing in the credits, but she doesn't appear in this particular episode. Athena, Marin Jensen's character, Tony Schwartz doesn't appear as well. Marin Jensen basically got written out of the show. As in Noah Hathaway, you don't get to see the son anymore, Apollo's adopted son. What else? So, excuse me, well, I started young. That's basically it. I forgot to mention this in the previous video when previous show when they actually do show the Borrelian Nomen. But a couple of the actors are pretty famous television actors. Anthony DeLongis, who a lot of Star Trek fans may know him as Marge Culler in Star Trek Voyager, and Lance Ligod as the leader Maga. They're both there, and those are pretty actors I've seen in a lot of science fiction shows, especially. The actress who plays Tinia, her name is Ina Balin. I've never seen her in anything else before, but she does look kind of familiar. I'm not sure if it's just the fact that I've seen her in Battlestar Galactica, which is why it makes it. She seems kind of familiar to me. Overall, I think I'm going to have to put this among one of my least favorite episodes as well. This particular one, I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's okay. It's interesting. The fact that the Council of Tel tries to pull another such situation on them again shows how little they have learned from previous experiences, and they still want to assert authority. Ooh, excuse me, it's kind of late. It's kind of late. We'll be going to bed straight after this, and they still haven't learned from their mistakes, and that is kind of a recurring theme, that humanity will kind of make the same mistakes, both in this BSG as well as the reboot BSG. So live and learn. That's about it. Not a very memorable episode for me in particular, with the exception of the fact that Colonel Ty is a little bit of the comic relief in this particular episode. But other than that, there's not much that I actually like about this show. So anyhow, 7.5 for this particular episode. So that's it for tonight. I will catch you again later. Good night.